Pittsfield, New Hampshire, the gem of the Suncook Valley, in the heart of the Switzerland of America. It has some of New England's prettiest landscapes. Around here, everyone spends a lot of time trying to keep out the cold. But there's one company that spends all its time trying to keep out the heat. That company is Globe Manufacturing. It makes firefighters' clothing to protect the heroes who protect us. Late in the 19th century, advances in the U.S. Fire Service's equipment allowed firefighters to do their fighting well inside a blaze's perimeter. With 1,000-degree flames licking all around them, they clearly needed an extra measure of defense. That's where Globe came in. The company invented a kind of fire suit called turnout gear, selling the first of them in 1901 for $8.25 each. Styles and designs changed over the years, but not for fashion's sake. No, it's always been technology and innovation which have driven this company that was founded by Mr. Cortland F.H. Fries with only 4 employees. Today, Globe employs over 300 New Englanders, making it Pittsfield's largest employer. How long have you been in business?
Since 1887. We're in our 4th generation of family ownership.
Now that's rare, isn't it? Having 4 generations?
Very rare. Actually, less than 1% of American business makes it to its 4th generation of family ownership. But we do this because we love it.
Fire suits aren't an off-the-rack item. They have to fit every man or woman just right, which is why Globe offers 1.5 million options and combinations. Forget mass production. This is mass customization. The manufacturing process begins with Kirsten's spatial and organizational skills. She keeps costs down by figuring out the maximum number of cuts that can be made on each piece of material. Her orders are then sent to the cutting machine in the factory.
Rob, excuse me, but this is moving by itself.
Moving all by itself, absolutely.
Why is that?
These fabrics actually float on a cushion of air. These are like giant air hockey tables.
Oh, is that right?
And we can move a couple of 1,000 pounds of fabric at a time. American ingenuity at work.
Before cutting out the patterns, the table's airflow reverses in order to create a vacuum between the sheets of material and the plastic which anchors them down. This remarkably smooth laser knife slices through the yards of material with, well, laser precision. And thanks to Kirsten's calculations, only 10% has to be scrapped. The suits are composed of 3 layers: thermal, moisture barrier, and an outer shell. All 3 are as tough as can be, and even tougher to pronounce.
These particular garments here are set up with a material called PBI.
PBI?
PBI, short for polybenzimidazole.
Oh, that's what I was going to guess, Rob. Yeah, polybenzimidazole. Yeah. No material is completely fireproof, but the stuff Globe uses for turnout gear won't break down until the temperature reaches 1,200 degrees. Wait a second. Maybe this is what Superman's cape is made of.
What's this material called?
This one is Millennium.
Millennium?
Yes.
And this is fireproof.
This is, we call it flame resistant, because technically nothing in the world is fireproof.
Right, yeah, I guess if it gets hot enough.
In this case, this is blended with 60% Kevlar and 40% of its original fiber to make this fabric.
So it's also 60% bulletproof.
That's correct.
That must feel great, though, huh, Lynn, knowing that you're actually saving people's lives out there?
I think it feels very good.
Fighting fires accounts for only 13% of a firefighter's time. The rest is spent on the front lines of our defense for every emergency. No wonder Globe makes suits as conventional as the red fire truck, and as unconventional as this thing.
Thanks, Jen. You know, I think I once saw Siegfried and Roy wearing these.
I think you did.
Vegas.
Whoa, check out that PDI Kevlar substrate with an aluminum mylar finish. It'll deflect 90% of radiant heat. Oh, yeah!
These are expensive sets of gear, but you know what? Really pretty expensive compared to human life.
These ladies are in charge of personalizing the suits for the heroes who are going to wear them. They'll be enjoying the protection of the safest fire suits on the entire, you got it, globe. The folks were nice enough to make up a suit for me so I could get an insider's view of firefighting.
Hey, I'd like to meet my crew here.
Jeff, Dan, Leo, and Norm. Oh, well, that's an easy one for me.
The Manchester Fire Department kindly invited me along on one of its training exercises. Everybody seemed to be in a good mood on our way to the training facility, but I could tell what the guys were thinking. They were wondering whether I had the right stuff, and I had to prove I could take the heat. This is a controlled burn. I mean, it is a controlled burn, right? You know, that means everything's under control, huh, doesn't it? Oh well, too late now. A man's gotta do what he's gotta do. And what he's gotta do is put the best turnout gear to the ultimate test, then live to tell the tale. Never underestimate a man on a mission.
Who wants the burnt one?
Now that I can stand the heat, I can go back into the kitchen.
This is the Manchester Fire Department. Globe fire suits. Down the hatch.
You ever wake up in the morning and decide for no apparent reason to see how fast you can drive from coast to coast? Well, I did. That's the kind of impulsive traveler I am. Don't need much of a reason, but I'm willing to veer off the main drag and explore hidden places. You know, though, it's always good to have some sort of destination in mind somewhere down the line. A lot like life, huh? But if it wasn't for the Allegheny County, Pennsylvania Sheriff's Department, I would have made it in 3 days.
Let's go, Mr. Hollywood. Get in.
I'm ready to call my agent. I belong to the Screen Actors Guild, I'll have you know. You better have Perrier down at
Fortunately, I convinced the chief that I was on my way to a fire in Pittsfield, New Hampshire, where Globe Manufacturing is located. As you saw, I made it in time. And let me tell you something, even just fooling around at that training session, my admiration for these brave guys rose even higher, and I didn't think that was at all possible. A wall of flames is a horrifying thing, and running into a burning building to save strangers and their property violates every natural human instinct. But that's what firefighters do every single day. God bless them all.